With F1's traditional summer break underway, now is the perfect time for us to put every team and every driver under the microscope. This week, we look at the sport's bottom 5 teams. Sauber's transition to work squad Audi continued into 2024 with a bold new interim identity, driver stability with Valtteri Bottas and Zhou Guanyu for the 3rd straight year, and the promise of points. But the squad's early races were compromised by new wheel nuts, which featured a lighter material this year, making them susceptible to cross-threading with rising temperatures in races, dragging out pit stops and costing points-paying positions, which Bottas opened up on ahead of the Australian Grand Prix when the Finn stated his season was better than it looked.
Yeah, I mean, it's super close. Like, I think if you look at the results, it doesn't look great at all. But I think we still haven't had any clean races. We've had the pit stop issues with both cars in 2 races. And yeah, to be honest, in Saudi, I should have been in Q2 without the traffic in the qualifying. So I think we haven't seen yet where we are.
But following Belgium, neither car had broken into the top 10. Bottas led Zhou convincingly over one lap 13-1 and less so in races 7-4. Zhou had one more DNF, including an electrical issue in Belgium. Zhou's 11th place at the Bahrain season opener remains the proud Hinwil squad's best result this season. But Sauber will be hoping to go at least one place better from the next race at Zandvoort. Williams was the last team to reveal its new car for 2024, which it did at a shakedown test in Bahrain, following a massive overhaul of its production processes back at its Grove HQ.
It's been an outstanding effort all through the company to get a car here, but you know we can do better. We need to plan better. We need to do things in a more organised way, and in the end result of that will be a more performant car at the first test.
But before the team could catch its breath, any chance of early upgrades were dashed with a series of crashes. In Australia, where Alex Albon had a practice shunt and was handed teammate Logan Sargent's car for the race, and 2 in Japan, including Albon on Sunday, which in total cost the team around $2 million in damage. The squad relaxed just a little after Albon re-signed on a multi-year deal in May, ending speculation he was headed for a top seat.
I feel like the foundations of this team have improved so much, and we are forever evolving that, and I feel like there's clearly so much room now for us to grow, where I didn't feel necessarily that was the case when I first joined.
But just 4 points have been scored to the summer break, with Albon's 9th places at Monaco and Silverstone. Across the last 2 seasons, he has dominated Sargent in qualifying 35-0 and races 27-3. That will all change come 2025, with Carlos Sainz set to join Albon as one of F1's most formidable lineups. And that signals Williams' intent. Alpine began season 2024 with big hopes at the glamorous dual launch of its World Endurance and Formula One machines, with the F1 team going for a bold approach on design.
It's a brand new car from front to back. I think only the steering wheel survived.
But following a nightmare opening weekend in Bahrain, where both the Alpines qualified on the back row of the grid, Technical Director Matt Harmon and Head of Aerodynamics Dirk de Beer had tendered their resignations, with boss Bruno Famin instead going for a 3-pillared approach, 4 with power unit included. The changes continued, with Esteban Ocon heading for Haas at the end of the season, and the return of former boss Flavio Briatore, who it's alleged is pushing a switch to Mercedes power units, with the talks set to continue over the summer break. Ocon mostly holds the upper hand on stats, going 10-4 in qualifying and 6-4 in races when they could be compared. Though Gasly, who is staying with Alpine, is just ahead on points, 6-5. So Enstone is rolling with the punches all the way to Zandvoort. Haas began the season with change at the top, with team boss Günther Steiner gone after a disagreement with owner Gene Haas on the squad's future direction and need for additional investment. In his place, Haas F1 lifer Ayo Komatsu was charged with bringing in a new engineering-led approach to wring out more performance.
Nothing against Günther, but I think it's refreshing to get a new leadership and a new set of eyes on things. And Ayo is a engineer. You know, he has very recent engineering experience with the Formula One team, and getting that mindset at the helm of the team, at the front of the leadership is going to be very interesting.
The result was a far more consistent performance, with 27 points scored over the first 14 rounds for 7th in the standings. A big step over last season, when the squad finished last with 12 points. And Nico Hülkenberg again proved he had the measure over teammate Kevin Magnussen, with 11-3 in qualifying and 11-2 in races both finished. The Hulk also monstered on points, 22-5. Haas's target ahead is RB in 6th, just 7 points the difference, which would be its best result since 2018. But more change is coming in 2025 with a new driver lineup featuring race winner Esteban Ocon and star rookie Oliver Behrman, who scored points on his debut for the great Ferrari in Saudi Arabia, where he replaced an injured Carlos Sainz at late notice.
It shows that the top guys in F2 and F3 can jump into F1 and be competitive, because the level is very high in the junior categories, and you know, they're all teaching you the same things.
Haas's future looks bright indeed, even if it's the ultimate Ferrari customer team, with smart moves now being made. Red Bull again rebranded its second team this year, with AlphaTauri becoming RB, and it had lofty expectations, given more synergies with its top team.
We want to be fighting at the front of the midfield, you know, so if we're consistently Q3 car, consistently getting points, top 10s, you know, not just the odd race, maybe a 6th and then a 15th, you know, I think because consistency then kind of really shows that you have an understanding of the car and the team has a good grasp on it, and I think that can then help you go that step closer to the front.
But the squad is 6th in the standings as it went into the summer break, with 34 points from 14 rounds, none of which saw both cars in the top 10, and its total less than half its nearest rival, Aston Martin. RB does know how to be cool though, with the brand loud and proud in Miami, where it took the car to South Beach's V-Carb wash for a quick rinse and chameleon touch-up. On the driver front, though, the results haven't been convincing. With Daniel Ricciardo beaten overall 5-9 in qualifying by Yuki Tsunoda, and while it's 6-all in races when they could be compared, the Japanese driver has 10 more points in the bank. The Honey Badger will race on at RB after the summer break, given Red Bull's decision to retain Sergio Perez at its top team. But that doesn't mean Ricciardo's seat is safe until the end of the year, with RB reserve Liam Lawson waiting in the wings and able to walk if he isn't offered a seat in 2025. Meaning results will be crucial at each and every race from Zandvoort. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.